Weartesters, once again, this is Duke4005, Bryan Hinkle 1 on Twitter and Instagram, and I'm back to you today with another performance review. This time on a shoe I got a couple of weeks ago at the All-Star break. This is the adidas FutureStar Boost. It's basically an updated version for the second half of the season and the playoffs of the Crazy Light Boost that we saw released last fall. So if you like that shoe, stick around. You may like this review. If you didn't like that shoe, stick around anyway. You may find something you like in this one. So without further ado, here we go. Okay, so the first thing we're going to look at is materials. The shoe is built out of a synthetic and a leather upper, and you've got a leather here around the lace holes that runs down to the toe. The rest of it is synthetic material, made to be a synthetic leather. And you can see here there is a print on it that looks, it's really kind of a snake scale type of print. You can't really see it unless you're just looking for it. You don't really notice it. I know on feet you're not really looking for that, and being a solid color shoe, it doesn't really stand out much, but it does give the shoe a nice little bit of texture and a nice little bit of change up other than just a smooth white leather upper. The second part of the materials that I thought was really a neat design was the shell toe material here. It does have the look of a normal shell toe, as you can see, but it's not hard like the Superstars are, or even the D-Rose 5 for the All-Star break that they made. It's really easy, it's really pliable, which makes sense for this area of the shoe, as I never understood how people played in the Superstars anyway. That hard shell over the toe, I've heard protection, but I'd rather have the flexibility afforded of a material like this, or a synthetic or a mesh, than that hard rubber over my toes. Lastly, on the materials, we'll talk about the tongue. It's not labeled as a Tech Fit tongue, but as you can see here, it does have the mesh holes in it for your ventilation, for your comfort, and it does feel just like a Tech Fit. Even though it's not labeled that, I'll go ahead and say it. It's a Tech Fit tongue, and it's going to have the same properties that you would find in the Lillard tongue that was labeled Tech Fit. Now we'll get into the outsole and the traction. Again, going back to the Crazy Light, it is the exact same outsole. It's the exact same midsole. From here down, the shoe is the Crazy Light. Actually, I guess you could say from probably here down and forward, the shoe is the Crazy Light. It has the same heel counter too. But the traction pattern is made up of these vertical toe, heel to toe grooves. There are some cross hatch patterns cut in, as you can see here, the texture of them. On a very, very clean court, on a new court at 24 Hour that I play on Mondays and Tuesdays, I was sticking like glue. There was no slipping, no sliding. Traction was perfect on these. The Tuesday night court and the Thursday night court I play on is an older 24 court. It's seen its better days, and I was sliding like I was trying out for the Olympics. It's ice skates galore on this, and I would not recommend these for outdoor either. The traction pattern is too thin. It's not deep at all, and you're going to wear through these in a month or two of constant outdoor wear. Just for something like shooting in the driveway, doing drills, they're good for outside, but if you're going to play hard in these, I would not recommend outdoor wear at all. We'll move right up the outsole to the midsole and get into the cushioning department. Again, we're looking at the same cushioning, same midsole as the Crazy Light Boost that came out last fall. I was not a big fan of that shoe as far as the cushioning. There's segmented EVA in the forefoot that is very thin. I feel every landing when I come down from a jump shot. I feel every step, and really the outsole is hard. And I had these on last night shooting around with these on one foot and a Rose 5 on the other foot just to compare the Boost, and I noticed how hard the outsoles were as compared to the Rose 5 even. And whenever you land, it's just that slapping feeling that you hit, and the impact just comes right up your legs to your knees. It's not a feeling that I enjoy very much at all, and I'm sure most of you out there probably don't either. I would say change the insoles out, but I'm tired of having to do that with adidas shoes. They put the same thin insoles in it. They're a little bit thicker than what we got in the Crazy Light Boost. They're about what we got in the Lillard, but that's still just not enough to make up for what they're missing in the forefoot. Okay, moving up from the midsole and the cushioning area, we're going to get into the fit. First of all, it does fit true to size. 10.5 in these fits 10.5 just like everything else. Second of all, it is wide. It is cut really wide through here, really wide through the midfoot. The heel, not so much, because it's got this thick padding in the ankle that's going to hold your foot down a little bit better. This ankle strap, it's elastic. You can see it does pull. It doesn't help much. I'm not sure it even helps at all, but it does look pretty cool. Getting back to the midfoot and the forefoot fit and the width, I'm a normal width shoe on everything, and pulling extremely tight. You can see where it started to buckle right here where I've pulled them tight. Pulling it even extremely tight, there was still a little bit of movement in this area. Not enough that it would be a deal breaker, but it would sure help if it had something above the sidewall here that would hold your foot over the footbed. Now, I did wear some thin no-show socks for part of this review just to see how the ankle felt, to hear if it rubbed or anything, and that could have been a little bit of a contribution, because when I changed into thicker Team Speed socks or Nike Elite socks, the fit improved greatly. However, I'm tired of having to make adjustments to shoes to get them to work properly, and that is one adjustment that I just don't feel I should have to make. It should be able to pull tight no matter what socks I'm wearing. Sorry about that, had a kid interruption. Daddy's job is never done. Most of y'all know that though. Going back to the fit, the midfoot here, the arch is really flat as well in these shoes. As coupled with the wide fit, there's just not a lot of contouring to your foot, which is good for people who wear orthotics, people who wear braces, old school shoe connoisseurs that remember how those used to feel. This shoe feels a lot like an old school shoe. Me personally, now that I've seen what people can do with insoles and with the molding on the shoes, I prefer a little bit more shape, a little bit more structure. Not that it's a bad thing, it's just my preference. One of the culprits for the bad fit, I will say, or no, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say bad fit. I should say less than top-notch fit, because it's not really a bad fit, it's just a different fit. Anyway, back to it. One of the culprits I think is these metal lace holes coupled with the flat laces. No matter how hard you pull, as soon as you let go to tie or to get to the next hole to pull tight, they slip back out, they loosen back up. And I know back in the day these were a staple of shoes that were seen as top-notch luxury shoes, but with everything they can do today, there should have been a little bit more done on this to make it where you could at least pull the laces tight and they would stay. The support on the shoe is pretty good even with the bad fit. You've got your stable frame here like we saw on the Crazy Light Boost, and what that is it runs from your heel on the outsides, crosses over into the forefoot and runs to about this area, and it's basically just a torsion bar, a support plate under your midsole, and it's supposed to help in transition. The fit on the shoe though was so sloppy that I can't say transition and support was good. I will say it was satisfactory, just because the fit through here was so bad. I never felt like my foot was locked down enough where it was supported. The strap around the heel was very interesting to me. I thought this would really help with ankle lockdown, and it did. That was the only part of the shoe that I felt was really fitting my foot well, and it was from here back that was completely locked in. I don't know how much this had to do with it or just the thick ankle padding that you find, but either way that area was very supportive. It is cut a little higher on the Achilles, and I usually wear no-shows. I had no problem with these wearing no-shows, so the liner is really smooth. You're not going to find any chafing or any rough spots on the inside. All right, I think that about wraps us up for the adidas FutureStar Boost. It's really disappointing again because it had so much potential, from the boost cushioning in the heel to the looks of the shoe I really like. It looks like a classic shoe. The colors are plain and simple, but I think it's a shoe that really, again, the potential is just not realized. It could have been so much better with just a little additional forefoot cushioning, a little bit of thought put into the fit through the forefoot and midfoot, and they are what they are. Okay, if you like the Crazy Light Boost, get a pair of these and you're good to go for another 3-4 months. If you didn't like the Crazy Light Boost, I don't think you're going to like this shoe at all. You can give it a try. They're $125 over at the Adidas website right now, and there are additional colorways coming out for March Madness. You'll see, I know, the black and white colorway, maybe some team colorways, so on to the next one. Thank you.